You watched someone yawn and then you yawned. You didn't decide to. You didn't even notice it happening. 1 second you were fine, and the next second your mouth was wide open and your eyes were watering and you had absolutely no idea why. That's not a quirk. That's not politeness. That is one of the most ancient and powerful mechanisms ever built into the human brain. And once you understand what it's actually doing, you will never look at another person the same way again. Here is what science has learned. Deep inside your brain, woven into the very circuitry that makes you move, feel, and think, there is a system that is constantly simulating other people, not imagining them, simulating them, running a real-time model of their body inside yours. Every time you watch someone pick up a glass, your brain fires the same neurons it would fire if you were picking up that glass yourself. Every time you watch someone wince in pain, the pain circuits in your own brain light up. You feel a shadow of what they feel. You always have. You just never knew it had a name. In the early 1990s, a team of neuroscientists at the University of Parma were studying motor neurons in macaque monkeys when they noticed something that stopped them cold. Giacomo Rizzolatti and his colleagues had placed electrodes in a region of the monkey's brain that controlled hand movements. When the monkey grabbed a peanut, those neurons fired. Expected. But then a researcher walked into the room and picked up a peanut himself, and the monkey's neurons fired again. The monkey hadn't moved. It had only watched. The brain couldn't tell the difference between doing and seeing. Rizzolatti called these cells mirror neurons, and the discovery would eventually shake the foundations of neuroscience, psychology, and everything humans thought they understood about empathy. But here is what most people still don't know. Mirror neurons were just the beginning. The system they revealed goes so much deeper than yawning. Your brain does not watch the world like a camera. It participates. When you see a dancer leap, your motor cortex rehearses the leap. When you watch someone bite into a lemon, your salivary glands respond. When you look at a face twisting in disgust, the same region of your insular cortex that processes your own disgust becomes active. You are not separate from what you observe. You are always, on some level, becoming it. Psychologist Elaine Hadfield spent decades studying what she called emotional contagion, the way feelings pass between people like viruses without anyone choosing to be infected. Her research showed that humans automatically and continuously mimic the facial expressions, postures, vocal tones, and gestures of the people around them, often within milliseconds of exposure, and that this mimicry feeds back into their own emotional state. You don't just copy how someone looks. You start to feel how they feel. The face comes first. The emotion follows. You smile at a stranger and something in your own chest softens before you've consciously registered that you smiled at all. Think about what that means. Think about what it actually means for your daily life. You walk into a room where two people are having a tense, quiet argument. Nobody says anything to you. Nobody tells you something is wrong. But within 30 seconds, your jaw tightens. Your breathing shortens. Something shifts in your chest. You feel it. You absorbed it. The emotional weather of the room passed through you like a signal through a wire, and your nervous system responded before your rational mind had any chance to intervene. Now think about the opposite. You step into a room where someone is laughing, genuinely, deeply, helplessly laughing. Not fake laugh track laughter, real laughter. And before you even know what's funny, something in you starts to lift. The corners of your mouth twitch. Something in your chest loosens. You are not yet laughing, but you are already on the edge of it. The signal has already arrived. This is the mirror effect in its purest form. And it is not an accident. It is not a social glitch. It evolved because it solved a problem that has haunted social animals for millions of years. The problem of understanding other minds. Your ancestors lived in groups. Small, tight, interdependent groups where survival depended on reading other people accurately and fast. Was that person's smile genuine or threatening? Was that man walking toward the water source nervous about something in the bushes or just thirsty? Was the child crying because it was hungry or because it had sensed danger? Being wrong about any of those things could mean death. And the fastest, most reliable way to understand what someone else was feeling was not to analyze them from the outside. It was to simulate them from the inside. to run them inside your own body, to feel what they were feeling and let that information bypass the slow machinery of conscious T